Why won't you sign it?
Let me explain something to you about business, since, as usual, you're turning this into something about yourself. No contract means I have all the power. They want me, but they can't have me.
You're right.
I need to calm down. Who is he visiting? Is this Charles Whitmore?
Wake up, Charles.
Ooh. I'm about to give this man a knife. It's about to be a bloody birthday. Yeah.
Are you ready?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more Lost. Yes. You know, it's kind of funny sometimes because I schedule out my reactions to be on the weekends because, you know, I just have more time to do things on the weekends. Hoping to get to a place one day where I don't have to wait until the weekends. But hey, that's all up to you guys, right? Anyways, Lost is here, man. Once again, season 2 is fire so far. Loving it, enjoying it, and I know from all the comments since Lost has come to the channel, a lot of people has come over. Lost is not a show I expected, just like Prison Break, to have a cult following. It's so very strange to me that these two shows had a cult following. And when I say cult, I'm not talking about just fans. I'm talking about Game of Thrones kind of cult following. I did not expect these shows to have cult following, as in people who are actually like a whole mob of people that look for people who do reactions, right, to these shows. I never expected that because, as I said, I don't keep very much shows or stuff like that in high regards when it comes on to where their fan base is. You know what I'm saying? These shows were popular, yes, because you heard about them, right? They were popular. So that didn't, you know, that's not falling by the wayside for me or anything like that. They were popular. I did hear about them. I just never watched the show, but I never thought that they were so popular, you know. Well, I'm not saying that they're on Game of Thrones level, but they do have very cult following like Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Where people are just looking, who's next? Who's watching next? So I never expected that at all. And of course, people has warned me about spoilers. And that's the reason why I changed the background. It is what it is, okay? I don't think it was spoiling me about anything because, as I said, I don't sit here staring at the background trying to figure out what's going on. So I wouldn't consider it a spoiler for myself, but people have said that it's a spoiler, so I took it down. Unfortunately, they're gonna have to wait until season 2 to see it change, but it is what it is. I didn't know. Nobody warned me over on Patreon. Nobody told me that, hey, that's a bad background to have there, since I started putting up the episodes on Patreon. So it is what it is. So we will move forward nonetheless. Anyways, guys, if you want to see more episodes of Lost, if you want to watch ahead, there's always the Patreon. You can join the Patreon, and there's also a tier on Patreon as well that allows you to, whatever shows that you want me to watch, shoots that show to the top of the list as well. So let's jump into some more Lost, and I will see you guys right after for the review.
Where are my presents?
Right over here, Charlie.
It's a piano. This is mine?
Yes, Charlie. You're special, love. Someday you're gonna get us out of here, all of us.
Come on, baby brother. You can't save your family if you don't play.
You need a trade.
Dad? Do it, baby bro. Save us.
Aaron? Aaron?
We're having a serious trip right now.
Aaron! Aaron! Son! Hey, son! Have you seen Claire and the baby? They've gone.
They're right over there.
Is Aaron okay?
Yes, he's fine. Charlie, he's...
Has he been asking about me?
Charlie, don't.
I just wish things could get back to the way they were before.
There is no before, Charlie. We were strangers on a plane and we became friends.
Now Locke's your friend, huh?
Please, Charlie. Just for now, give me some space, okay?
See you, mate. Take care of your mum now. Okay? She's beautiful, Karen.
I named her Megan. He's not here.
Karen, look, it wasn't his fault. We were leaving the club in Dresden. I was in a cab. He was in a van
Oh,
with
it's
the gear.
it's
and
Liam's
blew a
kid.
tire on the way to the airport. He'll be here soon.
Forgiven.
He's okay.
He's great. He's a dad. Liam, wake up! Oi! What the hell's wrong with you? What the hell are you doing? Oh, by the way, you have a daughter. Her name's Megan. Now clean yourself up. You're a sodding father now.
That Libby chick seems pretty cool. I mean,
Keeps asking about Libby.
is she?
Whoa, you got a little love connection brewing over there, Jabba?
Forget it.
I wonder if somebody.
Like you're in junior high.
Well, what do we got here? Looks like Aunt Lucia's getting a $20 tour. It's the third time I've seen them walking out of the jungle. What do you suppose they're doing out there?
You just do your exercises, so.
Help!
What, you can't swim? It's just.
The baby!
In a bit.
Aaron!
Let's say this was actually happening. Who's gonna stand there, says, help, help? Like, you're immediately rushing into that water. It's definitely.
I got you. It's all right.
This dude having some seriously weird dreams, bro.
He's in danger. You have to save him. The baby's in danger. You have to save him.
Charlie,
the
only you
baby's
can
in
save
terrible
him.
danger.
The baby.
He's in danger.
You have to save the baby, Charlie.
This is probably the worst looking CG I've ever seen.
Charlie?
Well, there's one.
What?
What are you doing, man?
What's going on?
It's the middle of the night. What are you doing with the baby?
Whoa, he actually took the baby?
It's okay. We're over here.
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if there's any chance of you getting back with Claire, my guy, you just lost it.
Hey, John. Talk to you for a second?
Yeah, what is it, Charlie?
This whole thing was a big misunderstanding, John. I was sleepwalking. I don't know how or why.
Something you want from me, Charlie?
I was hoping you could speak to Claire for me. You know, put in a good word. What?
Heroin, are you using again?
Kate sees a horse, Nothing. But when it's Charlie, it must be the bloody drugs, right?
It's funny you didn't answer the question.
Exactly.
You remember the plane, John? Burned the whole thing. The heroin, the statues, it's all gone. Destroyed.
All of them?
All of them.
Yeah, you just lied.
You should leave her and the baby alone for a while.
Yeah, you should.
So, you lads ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Let's go.
Let's try not to blow it this time, eh?
Thank you. You good?
We've only 20 minutes till we're in overtime. Now get it right.
Doing a commercial for diapers.
All right. Camera, action.
You all everybody's. You all everybody's.
We're wrapped.
Oi, no. Oi, mate, hang on. Wait. Wait. What are you doing?
Let's not waste any more time, shall we? Take my advice. Ditch that one. He's a bloody disaster.
Why don't I just do it without him? They don't need all the members of the group to do it.
I got it in some of the.
I mean, he is the lead singer, so I
You
guess.
think I can pull this off? When a girl asks that kind of question, she's looking for validation.
Do I know you from somewhere? Huh?
Turn around. I want to try it on. Round.
Oh, sure.
No
Go ahead.
peeking. I know that because I remember you. You were the last one on the flight, and you were all sweaty, and you had headphones on, and crunch! You stepped on my foot. What do you think?
It's awesome.
Thanks.
You go. You're worth 100 mil. Still ain't got no
doing?
game. You should have
I'm
bought
not
yourself
confused.
some, my guy.
Something wrong, Charlie?
Apart from me losing my mind, no, everything's just peachy. Stealing babies from their cribs. Oh, yeah, and then there's the vivid dreams that make me feel like I'm completely awake until, of course, I wake up.
What are your dreams about?
Variations of Aaron being in mortal peril. Trapped in a piano.
What? Have you ever considered that these dreams mean something? What if you do need to save the baby?
From what exactly?
Kelleher.
No, look,
I said not now.
Claire, wait. Please, look, Claire, listen. Aaron's in danger.
What are you talking
The
about?
baby's in danger. Look, we have to baptize Aaron. We can do this. There goes the priest. We can do this. We can
It's
save
time
him.
to go.
No, wait, I'm not
I said
finished.
it's
Claire,
time
look,
to go
we have to
now.
baptize
Yeah,
Aaron.
So when are you gonna tell me what happened in the jungle?
I already did. Pull it tighter, it'll sag.
You didn't tell me what made you turn around. What made you come back?
He had a gun at Kate's head.
You hitting that?
Well,
Plane crash. You both survived. That's what people do.
well, you don't have to be so forward. He ain't hitting it, but he wants to, though.
Hey.
Karen kicked me out, man.
Rightly so.
She thinks I'm dangerous.
'Cause you are. You're an addict.
Why did she think that?
I dropped her.
Yo, this man
dropped
dropped
Megan.
his own baby, bro. Yo, this man dropped his own baby, bruh.
What are we gonna do?
That's because of both of you, man.
Yeah. How's that?
I'm writing again.
Funny now. Together now. We can be saved.
So, baby brother. You got any?
Just more lies.
Followed me? How long you been coming out here? Said you destroyed them all, and yet here they are. How is that the wrong idea?
I came out here to finish the job. I'm gonna get rid of these right now.
Yeah, that's very convenient now that I found them. Now I'm making the choice for you.
Oh, you don't believe me? Give them to me. Give them to me right now. I'll destroy them. Look. This island tests us. That's what this is, John. A test. This is my test. That's why these are here.
These are here because you put them here, Charlie.
John, wait.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Is this...
You gonna tell Claire?
I don't need to.
If she sees, then I'm done. She'll never trust me again, and she has to, John. It's about the baby, all right?
You seem and you come off exactly. You can't expect people to believe you when you are constantly lying about something.
Pretty loud alarm goes off every hour and a half. It's not the best place for a baby to sleep through the night.
Oh, yeah, sure.
How about if I move my stuff down here for a couple nights, set up right next to your tent?
That'd be great. Thanks. Charlie came by my tent before and told me Aaron had to be baptized.
My understanding is that baptism is about making sure that children get into heaven, should anything happen. There isn't any danger, Claire. Charlie just feels like he has to save the baby because he can't save himself.
But in some ways, Claire might know a little bit more because she's been warned about her kid. I don't know. As I said, there's so many mysteries around this show and mysteries, the stuff that's happening. It's like,
Johnny, can you give us a hand?
Now's not a good time, Said.
Let's lift this.
Fire! Fire! Grab tools.
kill the baby.
We need to
Probably.
cut the fire break right here. Pull the bucket line.
Some of you people down to the water.
It's a distraction. Is he really gonna take Aaron?
Where's my piano?
I sold it.
You what? Is that what you're sodding up?
I'm clean. I haven't used it in 2 days.
2 days? Well, happy anniversary.
Well, how long you been clean?
Where's the money? What did you do, Liam?
Karen's got an uncle in Australia. He's gonna get me a job. There's a rehab clinic in Sydney. I just needed the money to get us there. I have to take care of myself. For them. For my family.
Wait! You just wait!
I can't, Charlie.
What about the band?
Try to understand. I have to go. I have to. Look, I'll give you a call when things settle down for me.
What about my family?
Get your shit together, Charlie. And the thing about it too with his situation, where I kind of like, empathize a bit with his situation, is that he got into drugs because his brother brought it around him. Now, you have to have the mental fortitude to not succumb to peer pressure, right? So you don't get points for blaming other people for, you know what I'm saying? I've been, you don't get points for blaming other people for whatever happens to you. You don't get points for that, right? Even if it's them that bring drugs around you and you partake, you can't then say when you get addicted to that drug, say that it's their fault. No, you still had a choice to make and you chose to partake. So for me, in the past, I've been, peer pressured into doing stuff. You get what I'm saying? People have tried, I should say. People have tried to do it. And I've always stood my ground. I remember back when I was probably about, I believe about 16, 17 years old, I was, peer pressured into trying cigarettes, right? And I tried it once, hated it, and never even tried it again. I was like, I don't like how this makes me feel. You know what I'm saying? But that was my decision on that day, was like, I would never do something like this because I don't like how it makes me feel. Whether is, if you want to say it's a high, it makes you feel elated, whatever the situation is, that how it makes you feel. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't like the feeling. I was like, I don't like how this makes me feel. It's like, one cigarette is not going to do anything. Well, it did something that day. I don't know what it did, but at the very least, I know I didn't like how it made me feel, decided not to do it. I think that was the last time I ever tried anything like that. Furthermore, I was completely terrified of what my family would think of this if I started smoking. I never liked seeing people that smoked. It's just, it's disgusting to me. Of course, as I got older, you know, I've had people smoke around me. Never influenced me to try it because I was like, I just don't like, completely turned off from it. Whether it's weed, whether it's cigarettes, whatever it is, hardcore drugs, if you want to call it that. I think that day just kind of turned me off from even trying any of that stuff. So I could, you know, there are people around, I'm not talking about like hard drugs, coke, heroin and stuff like that. I've never been around that type of crowd. Never ever in my life. Never been around that type of crowd. I have seen people who are addicted to that stuff, seen them from afar, you know what I'm saying? Seen them from afar, spoke to people who have or former addicts and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But I've never like hung around with people that did hardcore drugs. I hung around with people that smoke, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's accepted in society today. So you are gonna, you know, it's unavoidable to go through life and not deal with one person that smokes. It's that bad, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's weed, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, cigarettes. So you're gonna encounter one of the two or both, you know, even if it's just in passing, you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that I just never got involved with. And I understand where he's coming from, but at the, you know what I mean, like his situation where, you know, you might want to feel sorry for him because his brother is the one, you know, that's getting getting himself clean and trying to go take care of his family and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm congratulating Liam for making that decision, because at the end of the day, you got to take responsibility and take care of yourself at the end of the day. So Charlie can't blame me, can't be like, oh, what about the band? No, he's made a decision to get clean and go take care of his family. Things change, man. When things change for you, when a child comes into the picture, you have to change no matter what. Your lifestyle changes. Everything changes when a child comes into the picture. Everything changes for you. Everything. So I understand why you might feel a little empathy towards Charlie, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, he was still an addict when he got on the island. He was still an addict, and he beat it, and now here we are again. Now he's worried about the baby. I don't know what all this means. Let's get back to it.
Charlie! What are you doing?
I'm doing what I have to do.
Stop my baby! Stop it!
No, quiet, it's all right. It's not.
Charlie, stop!
No,
please.
You're gonna bring the baby out into
Give me the baby.
the ocean.
Tell him, Echo. Tell him what you told me, that the baby has to be baptized.
This is not the way.
This is not the way.
Charlie.
John, Aaron's not your responsibility. Where were you when he was born? Where were you when he was taken?
You're taking him right now.
You're not his family.
Neither are you, Charlie.
Why do you need to?
I'm not gonna hurt him.
Well, they're taking him out.
Charlie.
Who's gonna trust you now? Somebody knock this dude out, please.
sorry. Oh.
Yes. You didn't see that happening?
You need stitches. Try to be still.
I started the fire, Jack.
Yeah, I know.
I was desperate. I know what this looks like. What people think. It doesn't matter now. But I didn't use. But I didn't.
Oh, good for you. You want a cookie?
He said that you told him that I had to have...
I did not tell Charlie to do what he did. I'm sorry if he misunderstood me. Do you know what baptism is?
It's what gets you into heaven.
Actually, no.
It is said that when John the Baptist baptized Jesus, skies opened up and a dove flew down from the sky, that he had cleansed this man of all his sins, that he had freed him. Heaven came much later.
I haven't been baptized. And does that mean that if you do it to Aaron and something happened to us, that we wouldn't be together?
Not if I baptize you both.
There's a lot going on in this show. Okay. I don't even know what to say, bro. Like, there's so much going on in this show, man. Some spiritual stuff going on. This is something else, bro. I'm just the audience member, man. I'm guessing so because no other reason why not. All right, so Lost. It's that episode 12 of season 2, man. And this show really does, understanding their, not only are you experiencing their day-to-day life on this island, but there's also some other aspects that's, put into it as well. And this episode kind of dealt with, Charlie and his, at the end of the day, he still got what he wanted accomplished, which is to get Aaron baptized. And, whether it's the antics that he went on with that pushed Clear to do it, Clear has a better understanding of what she was warned about. You know what I'm saying? From season 1, we saw her backstory and how the psychic dude was, this baby, I don't know what this baby is meant for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no clue. So, but obviously this baby has some greater meaning in the story. And now since we have Echo has been introduced into the story as this spiritual aspect. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what Gabriel is in The Walking Dead. Gabriel, one of my favorite characters in The Walking Dead, just has this great balance of, doing what he has to do in the world that they're living in, the world that they're living in now, this post-apocalyptic pretty much world. You know what I'm saying? Still walkers running around, but at the same time, it's like there's this priesthood that comes with him, and he's basically, in my opinion, the only character in the show that has this great balance about him. That since everything that happened, if you don't watch The Walking Dead, doesn't make no sense for me to explain anything because you probably don't watch it. But you had Rick and then you had Gabriel. That's all I'm gonna say. But in this here show now, with the introduction of Echo, seeing his backstory, seeing where he came from, and understanding how they tie that back to all the situations that happened in season 1, revealing that he became a priest. You know what I'm saying? Essentially because his brother or somebody that he considered his brother that he grew up with, essentially died because of his actions. And, you know, that kind of turned his life around you know, for the better of it. And he's just decided to walk on this path that his brother was walking, and just continue in the spirits of his brother. And that is pretty cool, you know what I mean? And now he's a very like spiritual person. So I'm like, if Echo told you something like that, why would you jump around now and trying to do it yourself? You do not know. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, why would you jump out now and be like, oh, the baby needs to be baptized, I'm gonna kidnap the baby and go dip him in the sea? That it's just so retarded, dude. You know what I'm saying? And he's not thinking rationally. And with all the pressure of family as well, all the pressure of saving as well, as just pushed him to the brink of just going out. Yes, you didn't use. We are all attesting to the fact, as the audience members, you didn't use. You were just acting loony, and you were warned about something, and you took it quite too far. You know what I'm saying? And totally understandable why people are not going to trust you from here on forward, because you're acting like a crazy person and you're not even on drugs. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're acting like a crazy person, you're not on drugs. At this point, you're just gonna be the boy who cried wolf. Nobody's gonna listen to anything or any warning that you may have. You know what I'm saying? So Claire does know that Charlie means well. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knows that he means well, but you're also a former addict. And the thing about it is this: when it comes on to, you know, people who are former addicts and stuff like that, you got clean and whatever, you know what I'm saying? There is a certain level of love that you will get. And most of the time, it's going to come from close family. It's not really going to come from strangers. Strangers are going to be very standoffish about you, especially maybe like, you know, somebody that you knew you were on drugs. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be very skeptical of you, because that's just what it is. That's the stigma of it. And you're going to have to live with that. You're going to have to live with that. Maybe family, as I said, maybe family will still interact with you in the same way, but they're still very cautious. You get what I'm saying? They're still very cautious around you. They're still very cautious. Make sure you're not selling their shit to go get drugs, stuff like that. They're still very cautious about who you are. So it's like, not because you've done something in the past, you get forgiveness, but people are not going to be naive around you. Oh, you'll never use again. No, it just doesn't work like that. As I said, same thing when you get caught in a lie. You know what I mean? You get caught in a lie, outright it, and you don't, and even if you own up to it, people are still going to be skeptical of you. People are still going to think you are a, you know what I'm saying, you are a pathological liar. Like, you just lie for no reason. You get what I'm saying? That's just how humans work. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit here and say I've never told a lie. I've told lies, you know what I'm saying? You know, so it's a situation where, you know what I'm saying? But if you're just constantly lying about everything, your whole life is a lie. Sometimes it even becomes believable, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people who are like that, where it's just like, you can't tell me, but here are the facts, sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, here are the facts. You know what I mean? But then you won't own up to it, because you've told so many lies that you believe it to be true. I've had friends, former friends, I should say, that I've caught in lies. Their entire existence has been just them lying to me. You know what I'm saying? And of how disappointing that is. You know what I'm saying? And how it makes me feel. Of course, I cannot be around that anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, a lie is a lie, and none of us are not guilty of it. If you can sit in front of me and tell me that you've never told a lie ever in your entire life, I'm gonna call you out on your BS, because I think everybody on earth that ever been born, well, not everybody that's been born, that has gotten old enough to speak, I've told a lie. You know what I'm saying? That is just my opinion of it. We're all born and shaped in iniquity, meaning, you know what I'm saying, we're just bad people overall. We are born bad. We have the affinity to just be bad. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, even if it's a lie is still a lie. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not something that's like your whole existence is a lie, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. People tell lies to get out of situations, you know, and, you know, a lie is still a lie. At the end of the day, it's still a lie. So you can't look at it and be like, oh, you know, it was just for this. No, it's still a lie. You still lie. let's just cut the bull. You know what I mean? Let's just cut the bull down to brass tacks. It is what it is. So thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate y'all. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let's see what happens next. Peace.